now we're going to talk about the game. The most important in football is the game. It's not the training. The training is important, but the game is the most important thing. I normally talk to the players for like 8-10 minutes before a game. What we're going to do, what we have practiced. So we talk about 8-10 minutes before the game. We do 3 things in defense, 3 things in offense, because the players, they can't reach too much. So if you want to talk about everything, the players is not going to listen to you. You have like 8-10 minutes on you, because they're thinking about the game. They started to think about what to do in the game and things like that. It's like, for me, it's like when you do the driving. When you do the driving, in the beginning, you look at every gear when you do the things, and after a while you don't look. You just do things like that. That's what you're gonna do in the weeks for the game. You prepare what to do so the players can do without thinking. But you just take 3 very important things: defense, very important things, offense, and from there you start to look at the game. The first half is coming. It's very difficult when you coach, when you're standing on the ground, because the players, you can see the players from here. You don't see on the other side how much space it is, how much they do. So if you have like a stand or something, you can take your assistant coach to go up just to look how it looks like for like 10-15 minutes. Then he can come down to you and talk about their fullback is not coming in too much, or he's doing this or that, so you can have help, because it's very difficult for the coach to see that. From that, you look at the game. You not unfortunately you can be on the pressure, or you're very good, but you look all the time on the defense, on the offense, what you have decided before. Because when you come into the halftime, and if you start to talk about the 4th or 5th or 6th thing in defense, the players, they don't understand, because it's too much for them. You just talk about this thing you have to talk about. And for me, 5-6 minutes you talk. The rest, they have to start to concentrate again, and you push them to do well in the second half. You always come with good things. Normally I said 80% good things, 20% bad things, because you want to have a good feeling when you go out. And if the session has the first half has been maybe bad, you start with the bad things, 20% bad things, but then you lift the 80% things, so they have a good feeling when they come out. If you have a good first half, you can start with the 80% good things, and then you can say that you have to look up for this 20% thing, because we're not done. You just played 45 minutes. So you can change when you want to do the good things or the bad things. But then give them a feeling that we're going to win the game, we're going to work hard, we're going to do the things, but also stay with your game plan. Don't talk about everything, because they don't reach it. So stay easy, and like I said before, football is very, very easy. That makes it so complicated. Okay, normally you see coaches standing like this, or they're walking along, and that they're talking about things. It's normally very much about your nerves. For example, Conte is running a lot. You have the guy in Atletico Madrid he's walking 2 miles every game, because he's so nervous. Some other coaches is just sitting on the bench, just look at the game. So it depends what you want to do as a coach. But for me, it's like to be close to the players. You can talk to them, you can shout to them, because sometimes it feels like that we are everywhere. But then when you talk to the midfield players, he maybe say, "No, coach, everything is fine. We have full control." And sometimes you standing there and thinking everything is under control, but they coming out and say it's an absolute chaos. They are everywhere. So you have to have players you can talk to see where in the game we are. It's come from the forwards down to the goalkeeper, but you have to have people you can trust, you can talk to, and also to see what we're going to do. If we're going to go maybe deeper down to defend better, or we're going to press higher. You have to talk to the players, because if you screaming all the time, we press hard, but they're very tired and they don't believe in what you're saying, the team's going to be everywhere. So you have to be very clever there. And also, how much are we going to look to the opponent? How are we going to change a lot because of them, or are we going to have like very strong self-belief in what we do? It's always up to you as a coach. Sometimes you have coaches who makes different things because they play different teams, or you just trust your formation and your idea. It's up to you. You have to train a lot on this, and it's very tough to coach a team, but it's very important also. So the way you train and you coach them in training, that's what you can do in the game. Okay, everyone wants to work with this job because it's fantastic. It's the games, the players, everything, the pressure. It's a top job, but it's also very alone sometimes. When you lose games, it's very tough. But the thing is, like, football is, like I said, is very simple, but that's difficult. And that's why you should be, as a trainer, keep it simple. It's the best advice I can give to you. Just keep it simple. Think about the game. They have 5 different things in a game. Just try to work on that every day, every week, every month, every season, because you can talk about a lot of things, but this is a football game. You have to be very good at that. Sometimes you win on dead balls. Sometimes you have like three things you're very good at, but you lose the game because you were bad in 2 things. So this is what I want to give advice, that just keep it simple. Don't try to do difficult sessions. Don't try to do difficult things. Do simple things that the player understand what you really want. Because if you do that, then you can increase every session about that. But you have to start with simple. Because if you start with complicated things, the players have lost you all the time. And to start with small things is not good. Start with a big picture. Start with a full pitch and talk about what you want to see, what you want to do, and from that you take it to smaller spaces. Because when you start big, you can express what you want, but then when you practice it, you have to be on smaller things because you want to do it often. So, like for example, if you want to see how we start to press when we play defense, if you do it on the full pitch first, you tell them what to do. But when you do it in the session, then you can put their goal up to the box, because you don't have to have it there. There you earn like 16 yards just on that. And from that, it's going to happen more times when they run, rolling the ball in the back 4. You can press them from that, because if it's like 16 yards more, it's going to be less. So you can do things like that, and you can put it even closer to a half pitch and whatever. It's going to be more often. But the players have to understand the full pitch, and that's the thing. You start big, go to smaller all the time. And like I said, keep it very simple, because even if you think that the footballers are very bright, they're not. And not like I'm saying that in a bad thing. It's just that it's depending what you want all the time. And one coach is saying press the ball outside, and the next say press inside, because it's up to you all the time. But the players just want to know when or where, what to do. So keep it very simple. Don't do things like this game you're going to do this, next game you're going to do that, then third game is that, because the player is not gonna fix that. Even if you win, it doesn't say that it's the right medicine. The right medicine is that the players know exactly what you want them to do on the same situation all the time. So, like I said, keep it simple. Very often I get questions about how and when to do the strength training. In the beginning, it was very important for me. I did a lot of things in irony and things like that. But more and more I was coach, I was doing more and more on the pitch. Because for me, it's like to do different tests, like the yo-yo test, or you do the squat test, or whatever. Then I could measure that the team has increased in 4 centimeters maybe in jumping. But we didn't score more goals on free kicks or crosses. We even defended better, worse on corners and things like that. Because it's not the same thing to wait for a signal. For example, on yo-yo test, you're standing there, then you hear a signal, beep, you start to run, and beep, you're here. Then you wait again, beep, and you start to run again. But how can we measure that in football? Because if the players doesn't understand when to use it, they have to wait for the signal. It's not good. But if you play on the session, if you play football all the time, then you're going to see the difference when they know when to press, when to move, and things like that. That's for me why you should play more football and be on the pitch more than do some tests. Like I said, if you jump 2-3 centimeters more when you do the test, how can we see that you're getting better? If he wins every header, that's very good. If he increases his self-belief in that, that's very good. But if you do sessions like you throw in the ball and you have to defend and you have to do the headers with the player, for me that's much more better than just to do it by yourself. Same with press. If you have to press a player, you have to do it in the game, because if you can do it on the signal all the time, doesn't say that you can do it in the game, because you have to understand when to press, how to press, and what to think, what's happening around. For me, stay on the pitch, be on the pitch as much as you can, then you can do some strength. But for me, more important to stay on the pitch, play football. Thank you for this, CEOs. The cooperation we have is very fun, and I really can say it's a very good company, so stay in touch with them, because that's very good for you.